Okay, so there you go. Red
What's
light's
the
on. We're recording. What's the name? I don't know. See, when my first idea whenever I decided to buy all this stuff is I was just going to make it simple. I didn't want to give it like a stupid name. So I was just going to keep it simple and just call it Troy's Talks. Because it's two T's, it's like alliteration or whatever. So like I was just going to keep it simple with something like that. But I mean, you know, we could call it like Nazi Pedophile Island if you want to.
They already have that. It's called Epstein. And I asked what the date was. It's Saturday.
It is Saturday. Yeah, Saturday the 26th. It's Adam's birthday. He's a cuck and probably still sleeping at 4:43, almost 4:44 in the evening. He wanted to go get spaghetti for his birthday, or lasagna.
He's having a Greenfield type of... He said he actually likes Mondays, though, because he's off.
That was so funny. You were like, he wants lasagna. He's like, Garfield, he hates Mondays. So, yeah, you know, this is... I don't remember when I bought all this stuff, but like everyone was fucking telling me, oh, there's also mute buttons. So like if you got to sneeze or something, or like if like we have someone else over,
how much does a soundboard cost so that we can put beep noises and gunshots in?
You can do stuff like that with this, but there's only 4 options. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can do stuff like that with this. I don't know. You'd have to look into a soundboard. You know, you have a computer right behind you.
Yeah, it's just putting rubber on the road, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making things happen.
But yeah, when I bought all this stuff, I was looking into like just like essentially like a bare bones podcast setup, and there were other options. Like you could use just these microphones that I have and a laptop, but with a mixer like this, it made it improves the audio quality of everything.
I feel like the more technology you get out of it too, like the more bare bones you are with it, the easier it's going to sound, the better it's going to be.
Yeah,
you know
so that's like part of the...
That's like a laptop mixed with the mixer that I'm messing with the screen. Am I doubling over?
No. My microphone picks up. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah. So I was just like turning down the sensitivity of the microphone. Yeah. But yeah, so I looked into like a bare bones setting of like what you would need to start a podcast, and that's why I bought these mics, because these were the mics that it was like, these are like essentially studio quality microphones, USB, and I think these are called XLR cables. And I mean,
these things got some girth to them. These things are heavy. They're like built. I don't know where they're built from, but they're pretty good mics.
Yeah, and it said like XLR is better quality. So that's like why I chose these. And then this pod track thing, again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but it was like you can record, save, mix, and again, like all the adjustments and stuff.
It looks pretty simple. I mean, you push record, pause, play. You got 4 microphones, 4 settings.
Yeah, it's
4 buttons.
It's all pretty simple. You could buy like big mixers, you know what I mean? Because they make like those ones that are like entire fucking tabletops and stuff. But I just didn't want something like that.
Speaking of birthdays, when's your birthday?
September 6th.
Oh, we missed it.
No, you were with me. We went to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were there.
No, we shot some pool. Yeah, we shot some pool.
That bowling alley, man. I've never seen a bowling alley
like that.
Yeah,
you said it was really fucking janky. That's another thing is like we are heathens and bad at speaking over one another, and that was something that you know, like Rogan always talks on his podcast about like how like one at a time. You know what I mean? Like, but that's just something that will take a while to get used to.
Now that bowling alley, there's no oil in the lanes. The boards were warped, more ways than one. You had to keep scoring with a piece of paper. Yeah,
you said it was pretty janky.
I mean, I bowled a 38. My average is 98. I'd say it was over 100.
I was just about to say, I think I would say
you're younger and bowled like crap.
I would say your average is over 100. I feel like anytime we've gone bowling, there's been a couple times where we both bowled like shit, but
there was this bowling alley was, you threw it straight and prayed it didn't bump on a board and knock it into the gutter.
Yeah, you said that if you put any spin on it, it went straight into the gutter.
Mm-hmm. The rubber, there was no foul line.
Really? So
No,
you could
the bow line was all dry rotted up and ripped out of the floor.
so you could just fucking step over the foul line.
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
remember that time we went bowling with Dustin and Reese?
Yes.
I don't remember who it was, but someone said something to the extent of like, it's amazing that no one looks at the foul line and none of us step over the foul line. Yeah, like,
and we'll even slide 4 inches almost into it.
Yeah.
You know, like that ball will grab your body's momentum and it'll drag you when you throw it, and it will pull you near that foul line. I don't know if the fouls were off that night because it's free bowl. None of us touched it. We threw how many games? 4 games each.
Oh, we threw a
We
pile
had 8
of
people.
Yeah, we threw a pile of games that night.
I'm glad they didn't look at me crazy because I remember I was adamant on getting 2 lanes. I was like, we need 2 lanes early and we need them because it's going to be busy. It's Saturday night. People are, and they're like, well, we'll just see how it goes. And I'm all like, no, we're going to.
Right.
We're getting there early, and
I remember like
beside each
waiting for Glow Bowl to start, and like we saw a couple people go up, and we were like, "Well, what the fuck?" And then immediately walked up and were like, "Hey, buddy, 2 lanes." Like we had already discussed this.
Yeah, but the guy we were talking to, there was another guy I talked to. He pointed at us and was like, "Hey, I got them. Give them 2 lanes." You remember that?
No.
Like, so they were on our side. It's just they didn't communicate.
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like
Communication's key.
I feel like sometimes people at bowling alleys are like especially the people that work there, they can be like kind of shitheads.
Well, it's like a movie theater. I wouldn't want to.
Fuck no, dude.
Everybody, it's like whenever I was the mailman. Like you see 1,000 people a day. That one person only saw 1 person a day, and it's you.
Right.
And like you're sick of people, but they just started seeing them, so they're excited to see the only person they got to see today, which is you, and you're over it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work at a movie theater.
I played World of Warcraft, and there was a kid. He was like 16 or 17. He worked at a movie theater, and we were in a guild together, and the horror, like the amount of butter that's in the carpet, it reeks. Like people giving sloppy toppy to each other, and then just icking it on the seats and stuff like that. And
well, and like one thing is like, if I worked at a movie theater, if someone tried to bring in like an entire like fried chicken dinner, I would not give them a hard time.
Oh, yeah, by all means, sir.
You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I'm getting paid fucking $15 an hour, man. Do whatever the fuck you want,
It's like,
dude.
hey, you, enjoy that chicken.
Yeah, bro. I don't own this fucking movie theater. Do whatever you want.
That's a big...
Just don't talk during the movie.
I think that's a big disconnect with, like, business owners no longer have to be a part of the business. Like, they can just slack on... contracts and lawyers instead of like being a part of their business. You know what I mean? Like the wage slave, like at a movie theater, they're all wage slaves. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
What's a career at a movie theater?
Nothing.
The guy that projects it and he has like an arts degree.
I don't even think. Do you need an art degree to project a movie at a fucking theater? You're not running a projector anymore. It's like all digital. I have a projector too.
Some type of technical, I don't know, observant guy that can do college stuff that deals with computers to throw in movies. I don't know. There's got to be.
Because you remember Jessica and I used to project movies in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. After like the second time of renting a projector from the library, my mom just bought me one for like Christmas or something one year.
I mean, not to speak ill on your dog or Obi. I believe he's, part of the family.
Rest
and
his
stuff.
soul.
Yes. It cracks me up when dogs are like you said, somebody jumped the fence instead of walking through the house.
Chris.
And the dog was irritable because
Obi
of
was
it.
not happy with it.
Yeah. And it's like.
All night.
I want to say it's like ill manners of the dog, but if anything, that's a well-trained dog.
Right.
It's your property. You train people.
Right.
Like, I think that, yeah.
And what's crazy is like everybody else that came through the house, Obi was fine with. But because Chris climbed over the fucking fence, he was like, whoa, why'd you climb up over my fence, man? Very, very interesting the way that dogs work.
Yeah, we have a
Your
dog.
headphones are at 2, and your mic sensitivity is at 6. So, sorry, go ahead. I'm just...
You're fine.
That's crazy that you're...
We have 2 dogs, a golden retriever. Well, my mom has 2 dogs. I had a dog. It was her name was Peasy. She was a blue tick.
See, I like...
And beagle.
My headphone sensitivity I want it to be a little bit higher. That's crazy that yours is only at a 2, and you said that that's good.
Maybe they're good microphones. This is a HyperX, so I mean they might be sensitive
Headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one is a smaller dog than the golden retriever, and it gets so jealous. So it doesn't bite you or anything.
Yeah,
like,
I've met your mom's dogs.
yeah, my nephew gets
I like both of those dogs.
on the nerves of the little one because he'll like
What's her name? Mipsy or something like that?
Paisley. We had one. It was Lizzie, twice as small as Paisley.
Lizzie.
And she got bit by a tick. And
Was her
died of
name
Lyme
Elizabeth?
disease.
You guys just called her Lizzie?
I don't think so. I think it was just Lizzie.
I have a theory about girls named Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
If they go by Lizzie or Beth, it depends on what weight class they're in. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Bethany.
No,
It's Liz.
Elizabeth. Yeah. And if it's like, if they go by Lizzie, they're like a regular person. If they go by Beth, they're like in a higher weight class.
Yeah. It's just fair. That's all it is. You didn't invent weight classes.
No, I didn't.
It's just a handicap, ladies.
Mm-hmm. I almost started shit talking my sister, but like I don't know if we decide to put this on the internet, I don't know if I want the very first thing that we do.
Let me shit talk my sister.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which
one?
I have 3.
I know. That's why I speaking of your man again. See, there's like some stuff that it's like, boy, if we're gonna put this on the internet, I don't know if I just want to.
It's not anything I wouldn't say to their face.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Like,
well, no, it was something I was gonna say. I found your sister Mariah on Facebook.
Did you? Yeah, I got pictures of her over there on the thing. Adam came into the house, was like, why do you have 3 weird pictures of a random beautiful woman? And I was like, well, that's my sister, and I'm allowed to have pictures of anybody I want.
Right.
It's my house.
Right. Just like the pictures I have of Adam with the eyes cut out.
Yeah. I put googly eyes over all my family pictures, so it looks like they're when an earthquake happens.
It's funny.
I had a joke on base. It was my buddy bought me googly eyes and super glue to do it, and I never followed through because I just couldn't handle the heat with it because I was already without a paddle, and it was put googly eyes on all the pictures of the commandants and stuff in the hallways and stuff, but on the glass, not the actual picture.
Yeah, but still with super glue.
Well, it was going to be the backing. I assumed it was. I don't know what it was. He bought me super glue, but you could peel the paper backing and just stick it to the glass.
That would be better because super glue they would have to like scrape the eyes off and then put like
I never did
solvent.
It was just too much heat. I couldn't handle it. They were already looking for reasons just to fry me, which is my own fault because I was like dropping my pack occasionally, just
right
being a knucklehead.
Sure. But anyway, you were about to shit talk your sister.
Oh yeah. They're like me. They think they're not like me, but they're half of me, and I'm lazy. So like, they work smart, but sometimes I'm on to them. You know what I mean? Like lazy little bastard.
Sure.
And I'm the laziest sibling that we got. There's like 6 of us.
And you're the laziest one.
Yeah, I'm the laziest one.
Like hands down.
By far.
Nice.
I take pride with it because if I'm going to be lazy, I'm going to be good at it.
Yeah. Right.
Like my sister, she doesn't drink too much, but she only calls me when she wants to drink. But that's because like she lives on half the other side of the world. So by the time
this is Mariah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mariah. By the time she's done getting a jag on, it's time for her to call me, which is like 4 a.m. here, and most of the time I'm up because I'm lazy. I'm hanging out and she'll just be blasted, not knowing what's going on, and it's like, well, you've known what's going on for the past. I don't know why you're confused now. It confuses me.
See, that's
I laid into her the last time she got a little too tipsy and was to call me. I was like, please don't call me when you're.
I get frustrated with that, man. That's like one of the things that we have a friend that we, as in you and me, we have a friend who he likes to get drunk and then cry about his fucking problems. And like a lot of it is like, dude, you clearly haven't processed this in like a healthy way. Like you haven't emotionally dealt or processed any of this. And like you're talking about stuff that happened a long time ago. And like you gotta figure it the fuck out, man. We're 30 years old, you know, like it was one thing whenever it all went down and we were still kind of kids, but like now at this point, it's like, dude, people don't feel bad for you. People are starting to feel bad for you for a different reason. And like, obviously whenever you want to, the only time you want to talk about this stuff is when you're fucking loaded. Like, obviously you're not processing and dealing with any of it very well.
They use that as an excuse. They'll be like, well, that's the only time I have the confidence to talk to people and stuff like that, which is whenever I brought up the thing, it's like, well, then I'll be the confident one. I'll bring up what you brought up sober. When you're sober, I'll bring it up. Like, all that bad stuff that you're talking about now, I'll bring it up and see if you want an olive branch or whatever it is.
And they never do.
And they're like, oh, you can just drop it. It's a little
Yeah.
embarrassing. It's like, exactly, because they're not your true emotions. You're loaded.
Yeah.
It's like feeling happy when uppers and thinking that your life can be happy forever. Like, stuff fades. I did a bunch of Oxycontin. You know what I mean? I loved Oxycontin.
Right.
It was
Feels good.
it was the best, dude.
Yeah, it feels good.
Getting drunk on Oxycontin.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Fuck yeah,
Listening to Pink Floyd. Just
dude, whenever
melting
I
into a couch.
whenever I had hernia surgery, man, that was like my go-to, bro.
Do you ever get that little like itch at the tip of your nose when you're on, you know what I mean? Like a lot of pain pills, not to cut you off, but like you're itchy and you're just in the Zen moment.
No, I got like, it felt like there was like a warm gravity blanket on me. Like I would, because again, I had hernia surgery, so I wasn't really doing a whole lot of moving around. And I would eat this is so terrible. I would eat the Oxycontin and wash it down with beer. And I would sit there and finish one or two beers that were 9.5%. So they were strong as shit. You're right. It was like the equivalent of drinking like 4 beers. And then I would sit there and smoke weed, sit in my chair and smoke weed. And like, dude, the first night that I did it, I was watching The Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson. And like, I got like halfway through that movie and like, I was sitting there like, oh, fuck, dude. It felt like I was like sitting in like a hot tub that was like effervescent, like it was like bubbly and warm. And then there was also like this like weighted blanket of warmth on me. I was like, I see how people get addicted to this. But then like when it hit me real hard, I was like, oh, it's bedtime. Like now I can, because I wasn't going to take the pain medication because I know like the road that can lead down. But to sleep with hernia, I mean, you had a hernia.
Twice.
Right. So you know what it's like to try to sleep with a fucking after hernia surgery. It sucks. So after the first night, I was like, well, I can't do this. Like, I didn't take it throughout the day, but you know, like an hour and a half before I'd go to bed, I'd be like, it's time to get all fucked up.
Yeah, that's how I got 99 mining. I went from 82 mining on old school RuneScape on my hardcore Iron Man to 96.
And we are going to put that footage over top of this audio.
Yes.
Yes.
At least an hour of me mining or something.
Which is great because like my whole thing, like then you can like tag old school RuneScape to it. Mm-hmm. So it's like we're like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You know what I mean? Like,
there's millions of birds. That's what people don't understand. Everybody thinks there's just...
Right, 2 birds.
2, yeah.
Right.
No,
and you got to get them both with 1 stone.
No, there's millions of birds. You just got to throw it in the flock.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing is like, if anyone decides they want to listen to this, which would be fucking ridiculous because this is just you and me bullshitting.
There's going to be at least 1.
You think?
Either there for the audio or video. I don't know, at least 1. There's got to be at least 1 person that's willing to listen to someone talk. That's what we're doing. That's what everybody does. Half the time.
Right. And that's like what I'm saying, you know, because like just watching a video of someone playing old school RuneScape with like the old school RuneScape music and stuff and audio playing in the background for an hour and a half might be kind of boring. But like if it's you and me having like, because occasionally we have interesting conversations. So like if it's us having like a decent conversation, someone might get into it and be like, oh yeah, I could listen to this.
I think it'd be easier to comment on a conversation than it would be to comment on a bunch of clips. Because right now, Fortnite clips. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just testing out YouTube. What's going on? Social media is weird. I consider YouTube a social media.
It is. It's a social media.
It's a different, like, there's so many platforms out there and I find YouTube to be the least toxic. And I find old school RuneScape to be the least toxic of video games.
Sure.
Like, Fortnite, Sean... or the other day we were playing Fortnite and we were in a sweaty battle, man. Like we were just grooving and next thing you know, he shoots this guy in the head and he immediately starts dancing on him. And I was like, that is so toxic. I love it. Like it's ingrained in him to like after a sweaty battle, disrespect him.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, back whenever I don't play a whole lot of online video. I'm more of a single player gamer. But back whenever I used to play a lot of online video games, like especially during like the Halo days, dude, teabagging people after you fucking killed them was, I mean, like if you weren't crouching over someone's face after you just shot him in the head, like what were you even doing playing online?
Yeah. Dane Cook had a special about that, about how it's like the beginning of toxicity in video games is bullying. I think he had a bit about that, and he talked about how, what if you like rape someone with your greatsword and they were raped in real life and stuff like that. I can't do it justice because I don't think that stuff's not that. It's not funny. I just didn't find him funny because I wasn't like in college yet. Dude,
that is something that, again, it's like crazy to think that we used to say that to people. Yeah. Like we would, you want to talk about like toxic before that was like a thing, dude. Like you would kill somebody, like especially if they were doing good, you would kill somebody and be like, "Get fucking raped, noob."
Yeah.
And like you can't fucking say stuff like that to people now. They'll cancel you. Even this, like if you want to put this audio on YouTube, you can't make money off of it if you don't go through and edit something over top of us saying rape.
Well, I'm not trying to make money.
Right, neither. I mean, especially not off this conversation.
I mean, if you want a free speech, make your own platform, you know what I mean? Like, I'm using somebody else's platform, so I have to abide by their rules.
Well, also, like, couldn't you just put, like, a trigger warning at the beginning of the video? Be like, hey, there's foul language used in this. So,
sure,
like, if you're sensitive, you know what I mean? So, like, if you're sensitive to stuff like that, maybe this isn't for you. Like, because we're going to say fuck and faggot and retard and rape and stuff like that, pedophile.
Retard's something I haven't said in a while, and I was on Fortnite and somebody was like, let's go fart on these retards over here, and I was like, wow, yeah.
I understand that like some people, but like I don't use it to describe someone with a fucking mental disability. Like
man, we were early 2000s kids, just the internet was hitting off. Like we were using vulgar language to describe each other, to embarrass each other, because it was like, it's just what you did.
Yeah, dude.
It was like shame. We shamed each other in the pecking order. And it was weird because we got like blasted with the internet. So it's like, oh, your shame can be public now. It's
right.
Like, wasn't it always?
Well, and like you go back and watch the movies and stuff that we were raised on, dude. Like think about Idiocracy, dude. They say fag in that movie so many times. Dax Shepard says fag in that movie so many times. And Dax Shepard has one of the biggest fucking podcasts in the world. And like is so like emotionally intelligent and like he's gone through like so much therapy, and like everything that he talks about, like a lot of the stuff that he talks about on his podcast is like all like ways to become like more emotionally intelligent and ways to like get through all kinds of shit that you're dealing with.
That sounds gay.
It's some of the stuff he talks about is pretty interesting.
Like a podcast sauna, like welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, kind of. It is kind of like a podcast sauna. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. Like chicken soup for the meathead soul.
That's Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I know. Podcasts are funny.
There's I saw a comedian do a bit about like how all these guys want to pretend like they're like alpha males. And he's like, there's one alpha male and it's Joe Rogan. And he was like, and you guys are just doing what Joe Rogan tells you to do. He is your alpha. Like,
yeah,
Joe Rogan.
He's got the mold. It's like whenever Arnold first started bodybuilding and he had the blueprint. Like alphas create blueprints for things. You know what I mean? And then people follow them, and they do it in a positive way. I mean, I don't know, toxicity. If you act toxic, you'll get toxicity back. So I mean,
that's true.
People that like maybe shit on these guys because they think that they're not like up to snuff to what they think it is. Maybe the person speaking it isn't up to snuff. You know what I mean? So they're just trying to get toxicity out of them because they're nothing but toxic. It's all big.
Right. Oh yeah, dude. What you put out there is what you're gonna get back.
Yeah, it's kind of investing, emotional investment.
Yeah.
Into the universe. Isn't that like Buddhism or something?
I don't know. What you reap is what you sow.
I thought that was like Metallica. What you reap is what you sow. Harvester of reapers and sowers.
Harvester of sorrows. It's my favorite Metallica song. Anything off the Injustice for All album. Everybody, that's like one thing that bothers me about like a lot of music. I work in an environment where like we listen to music a lot. And like, god damn it, there are so many songs that I'm just fucking sick of, dude. Like, if I have to hear Stupefy, Stricken, or Down with the Sickness again,
Are those all Disturbed?
They are all Disturbed, off the album Disturbed. I fucking hate, like, all three of those songs sound exactly the same. It's like the same message, the same thing. Disturbed has two good songs in my opinion. I like 10,000 Fists, and I like The Sound of Silence. But in reality,
That's not their song.
It's not their song. And I think it's a Simon and Garfunkel song.
It is.
And they did a better job than Disturbed.
It's because it's their song.
Right. Yeah, you've said before that like the original did it best.
Yeah, I'm so tired. I'm personally tired of people dubbing it. Like, I'm just sick and tired of remixes at like social environments. And the original was good.
Right.
It's like, oh, let's make it better by making it garbage. Like, I don't get that whole. I'll make my own lyrics over a good song and then make it a worse song or something. I don't know. That's just this new artist thing where it's, to me, it's like
lazy
pasta salad. Yeah, it's like it's an appetizer to real art. So real art's coming. We're gonna get some real good stuff coming down the pipes once we get all this appetizer garbage out of the way. You know, people haven't filled up on it yet. I don't know how long an art like generation lasts or whatever. Like when, because Shawnee was asking about that. He said we need like an art revolution. The art stinks. The women are fat. The like, you know, stuff's expensive. This economy sucks. So we need a revolution. So we can get a renaissance. So we can start painting beautiful, sexy women again. We can like get back on track to what life is about. But you need a revolution, and revolution requires blood. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my blood or somebody else's. So looks like I'm gonna have to listen to the same remixes.
There are some covers of songs that are pretty good, but like the majority, I'm kind of inclined to agree with you that like most covers, it's like I kind of like the original though. Speaking of music that we both dislike, I hung out with Jessica yesterday, and I finally got to ask her opinion on Jelly Roll.
Yes,
and she does not like Jelly Roll. Yeah.
Wonder why?
I told her about that when you and I were shitting on him, and like somehow she came up in the conversation. And you were like, text her right now and ask her what she thinks of Jelly Roll. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. But
well, I'm trying to make my own like Cosmo test. You know what I mean? Like the first question is, do you like Jelly Roll? Yes or no?
Ugh.
And depending on like your answers for this test that I'm gonna make, depends on the personality of whether or not I'm gonna sleep with you. This is for women only, though.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What about
like,
men if they like Jelly Roll?
Would I ever sleep with a man if they like Jelly Roll?
No. That's not what I meant. Oh. I just meant I know you're not going to sleep with dudes, but like hey, maybe I just haven't found
I'm
the
not
right
going to
guy yet.
get fucked. I might sleep with a dude. I've already slept with dudes, intense and stuff, but that's not sexual. You know what I mean? Like it was all
right,
staying warm
because you had to.
Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with men. It's
I've
just
shared beds with men before as well, but like there was nothing sexual about it.
No.
I remember that night you and I went to DC to go see Darby, and the first night we woke up in that king size bed so far away from each other, dude.
I ain't gay. Tricking me.
We were in a king size bed sleeping on 2 feet of each side of the bed. Like there was enough room for 2 more people in between you and I. It's so funny.
Yeah, Drew took me to Ocean City, and it was the same way, but it was I think it was like just a little bit bigger than a twin. So like we were touching them.
I believe that would be a full.
It was a full bed, and we had 2 grown men, almost 30 years old, getting wasted in Ocean City. This was like a year and a half ago, and
a full is the size of the bed that I have in my bedroom.
His mom bought the
little smaller than a queen.
Bought the hotel, and we were so drunk we bought 4 a.m. chili stickers, like pork stickers, but with like chili sauce and like spicy curry, and
oof,
it had the whole hotel smelling like ass.
Right.
People were complaining, and not my mom, his mom was like, got a lot of complaints about that smelly room of yours, like don't get us kicked out or something like that. Like she was like embarrassed of us because it was right next to her room, and Chloe was not having it. 2 grown men
eating fucking pot stickers,
drunk, making out with each other, watching South Park, just
that's hilarious,
having a good time.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You and I went and got cookies and ice cream at like fucking
Yes.
midnight or whatever time it was. We were sitting there watching Ghost in the Shell.
One of the best pumps I ever got was at the Planet Fitness in DC. It felt pretty good.
We went twice, I believe, right? Or
Yeah.
did we only go work out once?
I think we went twice. One was back, one was chest.
Yeah. Which
Because we were there for 3 days.
yeah. Which one of those workouts is the one you're talking about?
I think it was the chest.
The chest
tricep
workout?
that
Yeah,
we were doing.
that was a good one.
I had some really good workouts with you.
Yeah, Gabe started working out with me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's not bad.
No, he seems I like Gabe.
I've never. He didn't make me. He asked me if I'd help him with a concrete thing. And it turned into us mixing concrete, and it was fun.
I thought he was going to, because like I bought some stuff off of the internet to increase pumps for working out, and I was telling him about it, and he asked me if he could try it, and I let him try it, and then like he asked me if he could like have more, and I thought it was going to turn into like a like what's yours is mine kind of thing, and I got a little frustrated. I didn't express it, but like I thought it was going to be like one of those things where he was going to ask me every goddamn time we go to the gym, like, hey man, can I get some more of that stuff? And like, I was going to have to be like, no, like, sorry, I spent good money on this. Like, I'm not just going to share all of it with you. But he only asked me for it twice.
Yeah.
So, and I was a little bit nervous that he was going to be like, hey, how about some more of that stuff?
It's good stuff. It's hard to find a good mixture for a pre-pump. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a good motivated mixture. Mine was always nitrous oxide mixed with a buttload of niacin and taurine and
Yeah.
itchy face and like.
I'm a big fan of like a shit ton of L-citrulline and a shit ton of beta-alanine, and I think it's called like arginine or something like that. There's another one out there that is like all for the pump matrix, and it's fucking some of my favorite shit.
I'm just thinking of like acid D-ball eye droplets that we can make to really like.
D-ball is like a anabolic steroid.
Yeah, that you mix with acid.
Yeah.
Like we mix it with our own concoction.
Oh,
and you drip it into your eye.
speaking of, I remember we were talking about, we've talked about Osterine and MK677 before.
Yes.
The other one that, fuck, I know what the other one is, because you said that there were 3 of them. They were really popular, and the other one, I believe, is enclomiphene.
Blue? It was a
I don't
blue,
know.
yellow, and red pill.
I don't
That's
know.
all I know
I don't know
from
what
Chance.
color it would be, but I just remember looking at a website and seeing those different SARMs on there, because that's what Osterine and MK677 are. Is they're effectively SARMs.
Yeah.
I think it was enclomiphene. I don't remember. Anyway, but yeah, I think about sometimes you and I laying in that Airbnb watching Ghost in the Shell, and it was like, you were like, you want to go get cookies and ice cream? And I was like, goddamn right, I want to go get cookies and ice cream.
Yeah, you like, you'll entertain me. You'll entertain. I'll be like, hey, we're near the ghetto. You want to go walk around the ghetto and see if there's a gas station open? And you're like, yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then we walk around like near the ghetto where it's just at night, the bad part of town, and you're not worried. You're just hanging out with me. Like, you entertain stuff that I come up with, and I like that you as a friend. I think that's.
I've never really been too concerned about like walking through like certain places that people like. I'm not gonna. There are some places that I wouldn't go into. Like, there's that one neighborhood in Philadelphia that is like notoriously dangerous.
I'm not asking for trouble.
Right, exactly. But like, yeah, I'll be in downtown DC and walk through, like, if it's like, hey man, I want to go find like cookies and ice cream and cigarettes at fucking 1:00 in the morning. Be like, yeah, dude, let's go do it. I remember when we were walking home that one day, the GPS, not home, but back to the Airbnb, the GPS kind of took us through a rough part of DC. And like, we didn't realize it until we were like 3 or 4 blocks in.
Mm-hmm.
And we started looking around and we were like, oh shit, we're like kind of in the wrong part of town.
And people were wandering around high, like.
Right. And Darby had warned us. He was like, hey, if you guys go to walk home, the GPS is going to take you this one way. Don't go that way. He was like, it'll take you through a rough part of town. And we get like 4 or 5 blocks in, and we were like, oh, this is the way that Darby told us not to go. And it was like, hey, man, like, just don't look around. Look like we know where we're going. We had our gym bags with us, so it's like, you know, we didn't look really necessarily like we were from out of town.
No.
2 white dudes walking through the PJs. But nothing bad happened.
Yeah, I remember getting catcalled by a couple stoop sitters, like, hey, you go shoot pool. Where are you shooting pool at? Hey, look at these strapping guys. You know, like, I call that catcalling.
Sure.
See what they can get out of somebody.
Yeah.
You just don't pay no mind. I just threw a couple dice at one of them, and they all
never
threw dice.
Yeah, I mean, you can just ignore people. Like, you don't have to engage with.
Yeah, just because they knock on the door doesn't mean you got to open it.
Right. Dude, I can't remember where we went. I think maybe it was whenever Drew, Adam, and I went to Baltimore for Otakon one year. It was like back in 2013 or something like that. We were fucking young. But like we get to the hotel. We found a place to park. We walk to the hotel. We get settled. We go outside to smoke. And like the very first bum that walks up to Adam, like Adam gives him money and a cigarette. And like Drew and I were like, dude, you can't fucking like, you can't be doing this. Like, you're just going to pull your fucking wallet out. Like, it was so strange. We were like, Adam, what are you doing? Like, tell him to kick fucking rocks, dude.
I call Adam shit for brains.
Yeah, I know you do.
It's kind of like calling a buff person tiny. I don't know.
I love Adam to death, but like, man.
Yeah, my buddy, when I was in Africa, I pulled out my wallet in front of a bunch of people selling stuff, and my buddy just grabbed my wallet and put it in his pocket. And he's like, you don't have any money.
Right.
And then he told him, he's like, he doesn't have any money.
Right.
He's like, you don't do that. He's like, that's how
you get robbed.
You get robbed, and they barter with you wrong because they see you have 40, so they're only going to sell it for 30.
Right.
Like, try to take your money from you in any way they can.
Yeah.
Cheats, even at Cheats, I had money out. I had money out to pay for gas, and like the guy looked into my wallet and he's like, "We should be friends." And it's like, he confused me. It's like, what, the $2 in my wallet over me paying for the gas? You like, you're hard up for $2, $2,
right? Yeah, exactly.
I had money in a lottery ticket machine. I didn't know how to work. It was $2. I was going to buy my mom a ticket, and it wasn't working. So I went up to get help from a cashier. I turn around, someone's using my $2 in the machine to buy tickets because they know how to work it and I don't. And then the Sheets employee's like, do you still need help? And I was like, no. Told the woman I hope she wins the lottery. Buy new friends.
Yeah, man. People, I don't know.
I do the same. I can't. I love to say that I wouldn't do that if I was in their shoes, but I would. You know what I mean? Who's to say I'm self-righteous or whatever?
Yeah, better than anything above that.
Yeah.
Kind of like people spending your money at the jukebox at the bar.
I'll tell that story. I'll tell it 100 times. I put money in that freaking jukebox. And
how much money did you put in the jukebox?
$10.
How many songs do you get for $10?
Probably 15, maybe 16, 17.
It's decent.
It's a decent amount. I played 5. I said, hey, anybody wants to play any music, go ahead. It's on me. They start fast passing my music with my money.
To play
Jelly Roll.
Smelly Roll.
And AC/DC.
Well,
AC/DC is not too bad, but I don't need to hear Back in Black over top of the song.
Right.
Like, we could have listened to more Jelly Roll and AC/DC because it costs more to skip songs.
It does.
Which I'm about. Sure, let the good times roll. But they were harsh in my mellow.
Mm-hmm. I don't like Jelly Roll.
I don't know him. I don't like his music.
Right. I don't know him either.
I didn't mean to, like, you know.
Well, but I will say that, like, I have a problem with the fact that he, like...
Killed your brother?
Yes. He murdered my brother in cold blood. He sat on him.
Took all of his diabetes medication. He's hogging all the diabetes.
He sat on him and squished him into jelly, and then he rolled him into a roll and ate him. No, I don't like that he like sings about like being a felon and like stealing on people, and then goes on the Joe Rogan podcast and complains that he can't get a fucking house loan. That's like the kind of stuff that bothers me.
Huh.
Yeah. And like you're always saying about like these like the song lyrics and stuff, and it's like, dude, like I don't know. I like you're just singing that like you live a shitty lifestyle and that like you like it's like, oh, I can't figure out why my life sucks so bad, and it's like, well, quit eating donuts, bro.
Come commiserate with me. That's what he's saying. I mean, I get it, but you should commiserate off of something that you tried to do and weren't successful with. You shouldn't commiserate because you're a helpless sack of shit.
Right.
Like it's like losing a game. Like, yeah, we tried, and now the team's going to go out and commiserate and have a couple drinks. It's like, oh, we lost, but we tried our hardest. It's like, did you really try your hardest at life, or did you just sit at the bar the whole time and now you're complaining or you're commiserating with Jelly Roll about how your lifestyle is bad for your health?
Yeah.
And you know it.
And like you said, the people that like want to like scream it and identify with it are like the people that are like, oh man, this is me. This is how I feel. He's singing to my soul. And it's like, well, maybe like, excuse me, maybe that's like not the greatest thing. Like
to relate to? I mean, music should be relatable. That's why art is like, it's supposed to make you feel something. But I don't know. It just, I talked to my therapist about it, and it just makes me feel sexually confused.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, I know my lifestyle is bad for my health, and it makes me sexually confused, and I tell my therapist about it, and I'm just, that music starts thumping, like, boom. I'm doing a Good Will Hunting bit.
I was just about to say, where does the sexual confusion come?
I don't know. He's always in the club playing the music.
Hunting bit.
Yeah.
Is this a Harvard bar?
I'm just picturing Good Will Hunting, like, talking to a doctor with the gay scene where he tries to trick the doctor into thinking he's gay, but he's talking about Jelly Roll. Like,
right. Is this a Harvard bar? Hey, you like apples? Well, I got a number. How do you like those apples?
What is it? My boy, he's wicked fucking smart.
Smart. What a great accent.
Shane, this just goes off the accent. Shane was shooting Carrie and Shane shot 2 shots that were very good. He hit him with power, and they broke out his next ball. He hit the next one with power, good English. It broke out his ball and set him up, and then he missed. And when he shook Carrie's hands, he said, I almost had you, dude. And I immediately stood up and said, you never had him, you never had your car. And like
not double clutching like you should.
Yeah, everybody like looked at me like I like
almost had me.
And but he did. He was making good shots. It was I think that comedy's funny.
I like Shane, but golly, he got on my nerves 2 weeks ago, dude.
At the Kevin's party?
Yeah.
He was feeling good.
He was out of pocket, dude.
I've been there before. I related to it, and all I told him was like, just enjoy yourself. Don't get too offended by the fact that you offended people.
Yeah, but like,
I've been out of pocket before.
Yeah,
it
but
sucks.
You can't be screaming faggot at the top of your lungs at a guy who's clearly gay and 3 times your size. Yeah, that man was enormous.
I know. I'm not trying to defend him, but I will. I'll play devil's advocate. Okay, I'll defend Shane.
I like playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. In his defense, with that type of behavior, we encourage it because he'll like say things.
I didn't encourage it.
I encourage it because like not at the party, but say we're shooting pool and he'll be like, I'll hit a shot on him that's like just rude. Like I hit his ball in and hide him behind my ball, and he'll be like, well, you're a big fag. And I'll laugh.
Right.
And then he'll talk like that to everybody because we're friends. But he like, when you're drinking, there's a lot of barriers that dissolve. Yeah, so he's thinking that everybody's having just as good as a time as him.
Right, you kind of got to know your audience. And like, first of all, dude, that guy walked in with like 5 trays of Jello shots. They were just free for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, for everybody. It's not like they were just for the group of people that he showed up with.
Yeah, but they were red and purple.
Yeah, orange and strawberry.
And yeah, they weren't good
or
ones.
Tangerine and strawberry. I ate like 12 of them. I had a good time, but the reason I had a good time is because I just got drunk and sang karaoke for 4 fucking hours, man.
That was the best.
It was so much fun.
Everybody kept leaving when I would sing, but it didn't cramp my style. Never gonna cramp my style. I don't want to get copyrighted.
Ain't nobody gonna cramp my style. Ain't nobody gonna cramp my style.
There we go.
Yeah, and like that, I don't know. Like, I understand that, like, okay, so yeah, the man is like clearly gay.
Yeah.
So like, how are you gonna just scream faggot at it? Like,
Well, I think if Shane would have,
see,
if
that's
he
my.
wouldn't have apologized, if he would have been like, yeah, so what? You're a fag and I use the word fag. So
Yeah, but
what?
that's
If
the
he would
whole
have been
thing.
like that, he would have. But he kind of apologized to the guy, meaning he knew he was doing something wrong, and then the guy gave him a chance to be like, well, I don't care what you have to say.
Right.
And then it just.
And he should have just let it go with that. But he was like mad that the dude wasn't accepting his apology. And it's like, dude, you screamed faggot at him, at a man who's like, I don't know, dude. I don't really take a hard stance on the word fag. I think it's funny. I call people fag all the time. The problem is like I don't use it when I'm talking to someone who is clearly gay. Like,
What if a bunch of gay people, like a party of gay people, say 8 of them started calling you like hetero and like started bullying you for being straight?
it would not bother me.
That's why I'm saying it didn't bother them. It bothered Shane more than it bothered them. They were just they were shocked that somebody could get that drunk.
Right.
That's what I was trying to explain to him. Like, you're already 3 sheets to the wind. Do you really need another double Captain and Coke? And then you're already thinking you're pissing the party off when you're not. They just said they don't care. That was my thing. Like, why are you still making more of a big deal about it?
He was mad that the dude big timed him. That he was like,
oh, too good for your apology.
yeah, dude. He was like, I'm not having your apology, man. Leave me alone.
You don't have to take it. That's what an apology is for. You don't have to accept it. Who
Exactly.
cares? It's an olive branch.
Right, dude. And like, get over it, man. Like
It
the
wasn't
guy.
even a good one. You're drunk.
Yeah, you didn't mean it. You were only he didn't fucking mean it. He's only apologizing because clearly he pissed the dude off.
Yeah.
So, I love Shane. He had even said some stuff that night that, like, you know, he said to me, like, you know, like, it bums me out that we don't hang out like we used to, and he's like, I kind of get it. You know, I kind of made some bad choices in my life. They kind of like split us apart and stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, man, sorry, I don't want to be associated with that kind of
Pearls
stuff.
before swine. No, you're not the swine. I'm just saying, like, it's easy to come out with emotional stuff when you're drinking, but hit someone up whenever you don't need anything and you're sober.
I just don't understand, because, like, I got drunk that night too. I mean, I wasn't fucking sloshed, but I got drunk that night too, and I've just never been an emotional drunk. Like, I'm always just like have a good time and party whenever I'm drunk. Because again, I sang karaoke for 4.5 hours. Like, I just couldn't stop. I was having so much fun. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's who I am whenever I get drunk, is like I'm like the kind of guy that'll stand there and just song after song, even songs I don't know.
I was mostly sober. Like, I didn't drink. I was just, you know, enjoying a couple joints or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there was times that were just making me laugh out loud at this party, because Kevin comes in with a teddy bear head because everybody's wearing a costume. He has like 3 different costumes on, and he's like, I just ran 2 blocks down the street. You gotta turn it down. Like, I can hear it next to the red light all the way down on near the courthouse. So we turn it down 1 notch.
Right.
And party for 3 more hours. Or like, when I started singing into the microphone, oh, you can drink my expensive ass liquor, but you can't listen to me sing. And like, but I didn't say it loud enough for people to hear. But Shane grabbed the microphone and started screaming it at people, and that made me laugh, because 1, they don't know what's going on. Only Shane does. And Shane's like trying to manipulate 2 worlds, because there's 3 different parties, because there's 3 different rooms. There's karaoke, there's bedroom, and then there's the kitchen.
Right.
I knew that. I was hanging out in the karaoke room the whole time.
Pretty much. I pretty much did the same thing.
People popped off.
Yeah, I know. It was fun. I had a good time.
I did too.
It was funny.
What about this summer? Did this summer pop off for you?
I guess. I don't know.
Really?
We did a lot of fishing and kayaking, which was great. I like both those things. I don't really remember when I made the decision to like not drink so much. But you know, I didn't really go to the bar much this summer. I did do some fun stuff though. I mean, you know, I went to Delfest.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Yeah.
I
kayaked right after you went.
Yeah. Took good drugs.
I like it.
And yeah, I mean, you know, we watched fireworks. I remember going to like multiple family picnics with you. We went kayaking a lot, fishing. I caught a fucking monster fish. I caught a fucking 38-inch muskellunge, tiger muskie.
I heard that's a fish of 10,000
Biggest
casts.
goddamn fish I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Myths.
Dude, it was the size of my fucking leg.
You
I'll
caught
never
a fish of
forget.
myths.
Yeah, dude. I'll never forget when I saw that fish's head come up out of the fucking water. I was like, Alex!
Yeah, did you see my look whenever it came up out of the water a
Dude.
second time and it was the first time I saw it? I just was like, good luck.
Yeah, dude, because I was like, what do I do? And you were like, just take it easy. You were like, wear it out, man. Just bring it in.
Yeah, I mean, once you wear a fish out, it will kind of just float to the top and let you drag it in.
Yeah.
But, like, those things will cut your line, so you got to kind of, like,
I can't
tire them
believe-
and get them in at the same time.
I can't believe
Like,
that
it's-
thing didn't break my line.
It's because you're a pro angler, dude.
That's what it is.
I would rather be lucky than good any day.
Any
of the week.
fucking day, dude. Dude, it was just so crazy. That fucking fish started running drag, and I was like, oh, it's a nice fish. Tighten the drag up. Ran more drag. I was like, that's a real nice fish. Tighten the drag up a third time and ran again. I was like, what the fuck is happening here? And I saw its head come up out of the water, and I was like, holy shit. And that's whenever I screamed for you, because I was like, I don't know what to do. This is the biggest fucking fish I've ever seen.
2 inches too short illegal, though, because it's a
Golly.
muskellunge mixed with a northern pike. So technically it's a muskellunge. They don't... See, here's the problem that I have. It's mixed between a northern pike and a muskellunge. Northern pike sizes are shorter than muskellunge. But because muskellunges are larger, it has to take the larger of the two suit to be 40 inches. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I
Because
didn't know
northern pike only got to be like 34.
Oh,
so technically, if they took the northern pike side of that muskie, it's 4 inches
would've
big
been-
legal.
that. Right.
But since it's part of the muskie too, it has to be the larger of the suit. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How convenient.
That fish was fucking... Dude,
That
but
was a
at
nice
the
ass
same
fish.
time, like... We had no way to get it home. We had
No
like
net.
there was no net, no cooler, nothing, like no way to get it home. So like even if it would have been like 50 fucking pounds and like fucking 42 inches, I still would have just let it go. I still would have just taken a picture with it and let it go.
Oh, yeah.
Cuz like what, I'm going to throw it over my shoulder?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe like
You
drag, like hang it between your legs like a belt.
like a big
like wear it like a belt buckle, like a 50-inch belt buckle
yeah.
or something. Put it on the back of your, like get an amount of it and put it on like the back of your truck bed.
Yeah.
Like on the tailgate. Almost like a handle,
Mhm.
big fish handle. Salt life or whatever, or fishing life. I don't know what the...
Get like a plexiglass case and like embed it into my yard.
Specifically build a pond in your backyard to put it in.
Yeah.
So you have a pet muskellunge.
Yeah.
And you can catch it whenever you want.
What would you name a pet tiger muskie?
Moses.
That's a good name. That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe like I don't know, Shao Kahn.
It's Moby's brother Moses.
Or what was the name of the tiger in Jungle
Shere
Book?
Khan.
Shere Khan.
Yeah.
Shao Kahn's from Mortal Kombat.
Never mind.
Go ahead.
When I was going through schizophrenic fits, Shere Khan was a name that would really ring into my head. That was like not an enigma, but it was like, it's a Shere Khan and he's a tiger. He's gonna con you. He's Shere Khanning you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a play on words with the character that they played because artists are funny like that.
Right. But I don't think it's spelled the same.
Right. It just sounds.
Yeah. Not only that, I remember specifically the voice actor for Shere Khan had like a voice deeper than the ocean.
Mm.
Yeah, it was just so. I mean, like he's singing that one song, that like is it like why can't we be friends? That's what friends are for, and he just is like that's what friends are for. And it's
At
like,
the end of it,
holy
and he comes
shit, man.
He's just got good gutturals. Good,
Yeah, man.
A good larynx. Is that what voices are?
I believe your larynx is like, maybe it's like the housing of your vocal cords. I'm honestly not 100% sure. I don't know. I don't know anatomy.
What time you got?
It is 5:37. We have been talking for 53 minutes and 53 seconds.
Want to go for 7 more?
Yeah, sure. We can make it an hour.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is cool. I am tired of holding the microphone.
Right. Well, that's why we got tripods.
Right.
for.
It's one of those things that we, once we have a better setup, it'll be nice to not have to hold it in my hand. But this is a trial run. So, and then once we're done, we'll try to see if we can get it uploaded onto the internet.
Splice it with some video.
Yeah.
I'm saying this summer popped off. We're getting into fall time. To me, my summer popped off because it was like, you caught that big fish. We went kayaking like crazy. I golfed a 99 on an 18, which is the first time I've ever broke 100. I'm not good at golf at all. Like, Carrie taught me so much about pool. He taught me like 3 new knots.
Drew's
and
here.
speak of the devil.
Oh, look who it is.
Coming to interrupt our conversation.
Fucking someone coming in here. Look at him.
Oh, and he's all lubed up.
All
too,
lubed up.
for us.
Golly. He's got... I can smell his stinky man pussy from all the way over here.
Oh, man, I can't.
It stinks good.
And it only stinks because I fuck it too hard and give him UTIs.
You know how hard it is to give a man a UTI?
Yeah.
Drew, come say something.
Yeah, we're going to have a guest speaker.
Hello.
How's work, buddy?
It was slow. Yeah, we had a tournament of about 100 people today, and only 6 of them decided to eat.
I was going to say, holy shit, but only
Yeah.
6 ate what they eat.
I over prepped. Oh, what did they eat? They, I think I did 2 club wraps, a couple orders of wings, and a couple burgers. Yeah, but I over prepped for it, and we're only open tomorrow for a couple hours, so it's probably going to be food waste.
Maybe I come down and
No,
buy
it's
some.
not good at all. But you
What'd you
know
prep?
what? What did I prep? Onions, tomatoes, lettuce.
Oh, yeah, perishable stuff within like 3 days.
That. Sometimes I like to finger blast my asshole to the song "Carry On, My Wayward Son," and Raid is the climax of the song is when I like to bust an ass nut.
I have to say, I think like one of my favorite parts of that song is that first solo.
Yeah.
So like, there's like 6 solos in that song, but one of my favorite ones is the one that's only like a couple minutes in.
I like that, Troy.
That was Drew, my roommate. We live together. We're 30 and we're gay.
But they're not gay together.
No, we're just separately gay.
Right.
We just happen to live together.
Alex and I are gay together.
Yes.
Alex and Drew are just gay.
Yeah.
Alex and I are also gay together, but we don't have sex. We're platonic soulmates.
Yes.
But I'm emotionally invested in him, so
And right back at you.
appreciate it.
It's not my fault that women turn you on.
Right. It's unfortunate that we don't turn each other on. Think about
pretty easy.
It would be so easy. Think about the ridiculous amounts of gay sex that we would
Dude,
have.
I'd suck on you like
That's
a
what
lollipop,
I'm saying,
man.
man.
Like,
but
even-
again, I'm not attracted to men. Not like I fall in love with men. I'm attracted to women.
right. Like, you look up to men, but you're attracted to women.
Right.
Like, men are like, because men are like, they've been on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Men have, had to fight wars to get a woman pregnant
Right.
to make us born.
Exactly.
Throughout history over and over and over again.
Right. And you're like a former Marine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also a former Marine.
Yeah, Drew's also a former Marine.
Stolen valor. Whenever I tell people at the gym and stuff that like you used to just be absolutely jacked to the gills, some people don't believe me.
Oh, I had some gains, you know
Yeah,
what
dude.
I mean? And they were like, I don't want to brag, but they were fucking hard earned.
Bro,
And
when
they-
I first
they
met
stuck a
you,
little
you were
bit.
jacked to the fucking gills.
I just want to clarify that I'm the biggest one out of all of us. I'm super ripped, and I have a huge dick, and I smash gash all the time, and all men are jealous of me.
Right.
I'm 298 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. So if any super hot single babes, or if you got a man, I don't care, are interested, hit me up on
Grinder.
Yeah, Grinder.
All that's true. Can confirm.
Facts.
Drew has the physique of like Jay Cutler, but not as like gross and bulbous. It's
No,
like
it's more like a god.
right. It's like a more balanced look. He's also, because he's 200 and I believe he said 98 pounds of pure muscle. To make it look balanced, he's like 7.5 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
and the dick thing. It's interesting because it's 7.5 feet tall. A 9-inch dick would look small on his body. So the hammer that he's carrying around, we've never officially measured, but I'm saying it's like 13, 14 inches.
Yeah, 20/20 vision too.
Yeah, it's like a
great.
Pringles can.
I used to have,
And
once
he's got the toughest joints of anyone I've ever met.
Yes. Yes. It's almost like the reverse of like some type of degenerative disease.
Right, like almost the opposite of what's it called, rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't have that.
No.
No,
And
strongest joints I've ever seen.
I used to go through schizophrenic fits, and he has this gray patch of hair in the front of his head, and I thought he was a male version of the superhero Rogue, and I did not like him getting near me.
Right, you didn't want him to touch
or
you.
touch me.
But what if,
because I thought he would drain me of all my powers, little thereof.
and what are one of these powers that you were afraid that he was going to drain you of?
Well, I thought they were trying to trick me into being the clown from Spawn, the true ruler of hell.
Okay.
Yes. And Drew was trying to touch me to steal the rightful throne by taking the powers of hell.
Who was trying to trick you into being that clown?
That's a good question, because there are voices in my head, and like sometimes I hear things and like I'm delusional.
Right.
This was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
I'm medicated now.
Yes.
And I would buy him a pack of cigarettes or 2 packs of cigarettes for a peace offering.
Is this when you thought he put a curse on you?
Yes.
Okay, wait. So I thought you thought he put a curse on you because you spit on him.
I spit on him twice.
Right. So
Yeah, and then I thought he cursed me, and I thought the terms of the curse was like,
that he was trying to trick
well,
you.
now we're going to give you all powers, and he gets to take yours. And I was like, well, that's not going to work. I'll buy him cigarettes.
I'm confused. So the curse, you thought he put a curse on you to give you powers
to
or
siphon my powers.
to siphon your powers.
Yeah.
So you thought that part of the curse was Drew being the male version of Rogue?
Yes.
Okay.
In this universe.
And so before you spit on him, you didn't think he was the reverse of Rogue, the male
No,
version?
I was more into like manipulating data through the computer and manifesting it in real life so that I could see it on people and myself.
Yeah, I remember you said you thought you had a knife, a sentient knife
Yeah.
from World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it was
But-
Xalatath.
But so you thought that you had obtained demonic hell creature powers,
Mhm.
and that the curse was that you got those powers, or that Drew was going to take those powers from you.
See, none of these powers exist until we like die.
obviously.
None of these powers exist until like we enter our true form.
Okay.
And what I thought was happening was Drew was going to take not only his true form, but my true form, and then worship himself as a god of some sort.
Okay.
So that he would be like an infinite worship.
Right,
So
like
he
a-
would never. So no matter what, if like
Like a
say you
self-charging
made-
battery.
Yeah. Yeah, like centrifugal force. And I was trying to tell Drew that's my idea.
Like the God
And he-
Emperor in 40K.
Something like that. The
Is
God
he,
Emperor in 40K.
does he like power himself?
Yeah, even though he's basically like a shell of what his physical body was, like he's just kind of like a corpse on a throne.
Mm-hmm.
This throne's like a giant fucking like antenna, also battery that basically keeps him alive, and he's kind of just like this.
Drew is talking
psychic
about
conscious who goes
Warhammer 40K right now.
and still manipulate events and stuff like that, and give orders and commands.
Gotcha. I think it's interesting. One of my favorite things about like the way that the gods work in D&D is that like all it takes to like give gods powers in D&D is you just pray to them.
Yeah.
So
Fire
like
worshiper. Just
yeah,
one.
right. So you could just exactly. So like just one. So like at any point in time, if like you believed in like the D&D world, like if you believed someone, you could be like a schizophrenic person and be delusional that like your like best friend is God.
Mm-hmm.
And if you worshiped them and prayed to them, they would get somewhat of a divine ability.
Like an aura almost.
Right, which I think
A halo.
is applicable almost to real life. Like I think that we all kind of have the spark of divinity in us, and that like
These concepts had to come from somewhere.
right, like we that's like why, you know, where like the whole your body is the temple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's like where it comes from, is like we all have that in us, and the more that you feed into it, the more like divine we all become.
Who's that race in D&D that basically they just like will gods into existence? Like,
Would you like to call it from here?
I am not sure. Fish people.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's fish people, is it? I'm not sure.
Mermen.
You want me to stop this?
Yeah, we can call it from here.